Okay, I want you to picture a typical learning activity at a retirement community. You're probably picturing what? A dimly lit room, a speaker droning on, clicking through walls of text, and an audience just struggling to stay awake? I mean, it's functional, sure, but is it actually inspiring? Well, what if we completely flipped that script? What if, instead of a dry, dusty lecture, senior learning was this immersive, highly anticipated weekly event that literally sparked joy and got everyone talking?
Well, welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's dive into this, because today we're exploring a seriously fascinating concept called the Wonder Lab. And guys, this is not just an activity. It's a meticulously designed program that is entirely focused on keeping curiosity alive for seniors. We are going to unpack the blueprints of this premium brand and see exactly how they take a simple virtual class and turn it into an absolute powerhouse of engagement and discovery.
So, here's the game plan for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the vision behind the program. Then, we'll check out the vibe. After that, we'll break down their exact 60-minute formula, take a peek into their curriculum of curiosity, and wrap up with the ultimate takeaway for these communities.
All right, starting right off with Section 1, the vision, redefining senior learning. So, $2,000 a month. Yeah, that is the price tag for the Wonder Lab signature program. And by setting this price point right out of the gate, it instantly says, hey, this is not some casual throwaway activity. This is a premium, highly valuable program. For that investment, communities get 8 immersive workshops every single month. We're talking new topics every week, professional instructors, and a complete interactive curriculum. It's just a top-tier educational package.
And they actively avoid that rigid academic feeling that can kind of make adult education feel like a chore. So, absolutely no school and no lectures. Instead, their mission is laser-focused. One amazing topic, one new sense of wonder. The whole goal is to deliver what they call the coolest thing you'll learn all week. It's all about capturing that childhood feeling of genuine amazement and bringing it right into the senior living environment.
Moving right along to Section 2, the vibe, a premium brand experience.
And this brilliantly illustrates the highly specific brand personality mix they are going for. They actually blend Disney magic, Apple simplicity, National Geographic wonder, and Airbnb warmth. I know, it sounds like a lot, but it works. It's designed to feel super premium, welcoming, and just full of discovery. They intentionally avoid anything that feels childish or overly corporate. It's really a sophisticated space for adults to just explore the world.
And you know, that immersion, it begins before the class even starts, right in the waiting room. Instead of, a silent, awkward video call screen where everyone's just staring, participants are greeted with this warm navy backdrop, accented by teal and golden light. Tiny stars are slowly drifting upward. There's this beautifully designed logo, a colorful W that kind of hints at an open book with a glowing star. Soft instrumental music is playing, and quotes like "Curiosity keeps us young" fade in and out. It's a total sensory experience that tells the resident, hey, you're about to experience something really special.
Then, once the class kicks off, the virtual environment actually adapts to the curriculum. Static office backgrounds? Totally banned. No way. If the topic is Italy, boom, the background transforms into an elegant Italian piazza with gentle movement. If it's dinosaurs, you're suddenly sitting in a museum with moving fossils and ambient lighting. For space, it's a panoramic view of Earth from orbit. And the best part? The room is interactive. When a resident answers a question right, a little burst of stars pops up. When the class hits a milestone, you get confetti sparkles. It takes passive viewing and turns it into this highly reactive, rewarding environment.
All right, let's get into Section 3, the 60-minute formula, the Wonder Clock.
Okay, beneath all those beautiful aesthetics is a very strict structure. Every single episode follows this exact rhythm. From the 0 to 5-minute mark, it's the welcome and a big question to hook everyone. Then, 5 minutes of guessing before the big reveal. The next 10 minutes deliver the core story, followed by 15 minutes of amazing discoveries. Then, gotta keep the energy up, a 10-minute interactive quiz, 10 minutes of resident discussion, and finally, a 5-minute wrap-up with a final wonder and a sneak peek at next week. For activity directors, this is absolute gold. It's a reliable rhythm that guarantees a room-filling experience that never, ever drags.
And within that 60-minute clock, the instructors follow some pretty strict golden rules. Every workshop has to have one big question, 5 to 7 wow moments that actually surprise people, and a massive 50 to 80 beautiful full-screen visuals with almost no text. And look at these interaction metrics, 8 to 12 prediction questions and 5 discussion prompts. That guarantees residents are actively involved, sharing their own memories, and really participating. not just zoning out at a screen. Oh, and it always ends with one unforgettable closing fact.
Which brings us to Section 4, a curriculum of curiosity. The content.
Okay, imagine you're sitting in the room on day 4 of the program, and this big question flashes up. Could you survive on Mars? Immediately, you're not just sitting back learning about a planet, you are thrown right into a hypothetical scenario. You're actually voting on whether you'd go and deciding what 3 items you'd pack for the trip.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how they deliver the surprises. After discussing space food and low gravity, the instructor drops this stunning fact. A sunset on Mars appears blue. Wow, right? It's a simple, striking piece of information paired with beautiful imagery that completely upends everything we expect based on our life here on Earth. It's just the perfect surprise.
Or let's jump to day 5. The big question hits. What would happen if bees disappeared? Again, framing the topic around high stakes and real global impact. The residents learn all about the waggle dance, queen bees, pollination, and then they have to guess how many flowers a single bee actually visits. Which leads directly into this incredible wow moment. 1 single teaspoon of honey represents the work of thousands of bee visits. Think about that for a second. These specific, bite-sized details are meticulously chosen. Why? Well, because they're super easy to remember and even easier to share. The whole curriculum is designed to give seniors these fascinating little tidbits that they can repeat to their families on the phone or to their friends at dinner later that night.
And honestly, the sheer breadth of the topics is just staggering. I mean, in just a few weeks, residents will explore the underground wood wide web where fungi connect entire forests. They'll learn that octopuses actually have 3 hearts, and can squeeze through the tiniest openings. They'll discover chocolate was used as ancient money, debate the mysteries of Stonehenge, and dive deep into the bioluminescence of the unexplored ocean. It's basically an endless fountain of varied, highly stimulating content.
Finally, let's look at Section 5, the takeaway. Smiling, talking, looking forward.
So what does this all mean? Well, the crucial point is summarized perfectly by this quote from their Day 8 curriculum on the science of happiness. Research suggests that maintaining strong social connections is consistently associated with better well-being throughout life. See, the Wonder Lab knows the goal isn't actually for residents to memorize random facts about Mars or bees. The facts are just the vehicle. The true value here is fostering that social connection, the shared laughter, and that communal sense of wonder that is absolutely vital to senior well-being.
Which leads us to their ultimate quality standard. The success of a workshop isn't measured by a test score. It's measured by this one single question. Every resident should be able to leave that room and answer, "What amazing thing did you learn today?" If residents are walking out smiling, chatting with each other about blue sunsets or octopus hearts, and genuinely looking forward to next week, then the Wonder Lab nailed it. It becomes a beloved weekly tradition.
Which leaves us with this final thought. The Wonder Lab proves that learning doesn't have to stop, and it certainly doesn't have to be boring. By treating senior education with premium design, interactive storytelling, and a really deep respect for the audience, they've created genuine magic. So, taking a page out of their book, if curiosity truly keeps us young, what amazing thing will you learn today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, keep that curiosity alive.